The ticket to your next meal, to your ticket to the next holiday. It's an easy way to ask for a boost when you're low. And keeping track of everything on the go. The future of money is simple, and it's here. Download the new M-Pesa app today.
A very warm welcome. Thank you so much for joining us here on Trending News. The day is 6th September 2021. Now, the Paralympics Games have just been concluded, and unlike the Olympics, Kenya has registered very dismal performance. We'll be telling you how that can be improved in Kenya and the rest of the developing countries around the world. That and so much more lined up for you today. But first, let's take a look at the highlights.
The news headlines in association with
Ahead on Trending News today, Kenya receives the second batch of Moderna vaccine as efforts to vaccinate 10 million people by December intensifies. We tell you why HELB has significantly reduced loans and is delaying disbursements as university students across the country report to school. This afternoon, we break down the genesis of the hustler nation and the seemingly changing tide of its very definition. Nancy Nalima here, and the hashtag is Trending News. At Look Up TV on Twitter, Look Up TV on Facebook. Let me know what's trending using the SMS number 20374, and the broadcast begins now. Anne Waiguru, Governor of Kirinyaga, has categorically stated that her next move will be determined by the people of Kirinyaga. Speaking this morning about the fate of the 2022 general elections, Waiguru further stated that politics is beyond performance and listening to the voice of the people is vital for any political leader. Kirinyaga County boss has stated that it would be beyond ignorant to do contrary to what the people of her county believe is the right move, and largely so because winning solely depends on the people. Waiguru further added that observing the political landscape will be important in knowing which political horse to back. Waiguru had stated that Mount Kenya region will have to go back to the drawing board after the fall of BBI, a move she claims is what led to the raid by EACC officials to her office. Following the need for Mount Kenya leaders to reinvent themselves ahead of the heated elections, Governor Waiguru had said it is unlikely she will join UDA party. Following the need for Mount Kenya leaders to reinvent themselves ahead of the heated 2022 general elections, Governor Waiguru has said it is unlikely she will join the UDA party, which is linked to Deputy President William Ruto, although it is not an impossibility since this is the game of politics. The Mount Kenya politics ahead of the 2022 general elections has been of great interest given the significant division and different political affiliations, with many leaders like Speaker Justin Muturi fronting themselves as presidential candidates come the general elections. Nancy Nalima, Look Up TV. Right, and moving on to matters of education, the Higher Education Loans Board HELB, through its CEO, university students will receive reduced funding. As Kasembele reports, the loan would be slashed to 38,000, down from the previous amount of 45,000 that each student was eligible to.
Higher Education Loans Board Chief Executive Officer Charles Ringera, in an interview with a local media house, noted that the move was to ensure that as many students as possible benefit from the funding. Ringera said that the loan will be slashed to 38,000 Kenyan shillings, down from previous amount of 45,000 Kenyan shillings that each student was eligible to. The HELB executive also noted that all first-year students joining universities beginning today will begin receiving their funds in October. He noted that the board chose to delay the remission to allow as many students to apply and for a proper assessment to be done to determine who is more needy and eligible. He added that as a board, they don't know how many students will apply, so they can't start processing the money now that can end up leaving out orphans and other deserving cases. The board board often disburses 70,000 Kenyan shillings for students as capitation fees and pays 16,000 Kenyan shillings directly to the university's tuition fees. The students are then expected to foot the rest of the school fees from the 38,000 Kenyan shillings they receive in their bank accounts every year. In the latest statistics, over 128,000 students are admitted to the universities, while more than 193,000 proceed to colleges. As of now, all continuing students have already received their funding. This comes a week after Parliament rejected a proposal that sought to extend repayment period as well as reduce its interest rates on HELB. In the flopped proposal presented by nominated Member of Parliament Gideon Keter, the lawmaker sought to extend repayment grace period from 1 year to 5 years. Keter was also seeking to have interest on the principal amount given to the youth as well as people with disabilities waived until they secure employment. However, the National Assembly Committee on Education, chaired by Busia Woman Representative Florence Mutua, dismissed the proposal, arguing that if implemented, the board would face challenges in financing higher education. The team also noted that reviewing it downwards will determine the board's existence and financial muscle. According to the committee, if Keter proposal passed and the interest rate varied downwards, HELB's financial capacity to fund students will be grossly affected and therefore requires the National Treasury to provide more budgetary allocations to HELB. David Kasembeli, Lookup TV, Nairobi.
Thank you for that report. And the National Treasury now wants the Parliament to approve tax exemptions for 187 employees and managers of the Kenya Airways who were retrenched between January and March.
According to a memo from the Ministry of Treasury that is headed by Ukuri Attorney to the National Assembly, say that the legal notice seeks to exempt from income tax the send-off package paid to the 187 retrenched employees of Kenya Airways in accordance with the provisions of Section 13 of the Income Tax Act. Kenya Airways, as is known by its international code, saw staff resign last year as the airline resorted to a hiring freeze, unpaid leaves and pay cuts, and retrenchments to survive the COVID-19 turbulence. Kenya Airways' remaining workforce took pay cuts of between 35% and 75%. The Income Tax Act empowers the Treasury Cabinet Secretary by notice in the Gazette to exempt from tax any income or class of income which occurred in or was derived from Kenya. In the notice dated July 7th and tabled in Parliament, Mr. Attorney set a raft of conditions that were to be met by the Kenya Airways. The Treasury say that the income tax exemptions will not apply to the pensions benefits paid to the 187 employees. In the attorney's notice, it stated that the retrenched employees shall not be re-employed by Kenya Airways Limited in any capacity or under any terms whatsoever before the expiry of 5 years from the date of the retrenchment. David Kasembeli, Lookup TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Kasembeli. And now to matters COVID-19. This morning, Kenya received 880,460 doses of the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine. The vaccine arrived at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport in Nairobi. The vaccines, which form the first two shipments totaling 1.76 million doses, were donated by the United States government via the COVAX facility and transported by UNICEF. This is the first time that the Moderna vaccines have been received in Kenya and widens the portfolio of COVID-19 vaccines available for the national vaccination rollout.
The flight was met at the airport by senior Kenya government officials led by Ministry of Health Chief Administrative Secretary Dr. Mercy Mwangangi and Principal Secretary Susan Mochache, U.S. Embassy charged d'affaires ad interim Eric Nidler, UNICEF representative to Kenya Maniza Zaman, and World Health Organization officer in charge. The Minister Susan Mochache and other ministers passed their gratitude to the U.S. government for the generous donation of Moderna vaccines. Mochache added that the donations will greatly support the ongoing rollout of Kenya's COVID-19 vaccination campaign and help the country reach the target announced by His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta to vaccinate 10 million Kenyans by the end of December 2021. Mercy Mwangangi also added that vaccination is now open to all Kenyans over the age of 18. She also emphasized that all vaccines brought by the government of Kenya are approved, including the AstraZeneca and Moderna vaccines, are safe and effective. Members of the public will receive available vaccines at the health center they visit. Upon registration in the chanjo system, the rollout of the national COVID-19 vaccination campaign is being led by the Ministry of Health with support from World Health Organization, UNICEF, Gavi, and other partners. As well as procuring and transporting COVID-19 vaccines, UNICEF is supporting Ministry of Health in the distribution of vaccines, procuring, deploying, and managing the vaccines, cold chain equipment. UNICEF and World Health Organization are also supporting Ministry of Health with planning, technical support, capacity building, risk communication, and community management. The World Health Organization has so far approved 6 COVID-19 vaccines for emergency use, including AstraZeneca and Moderna. The organization has emphasized the safety of approved vaccines and urged Kenyans to maintain public health measures while the national vaccination campaign is rolled out. Irene Mwangi, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Irene. That report takes us to a very fast break here on Trending News. And Isaac Francis Walcott says, good report. Thank you so much for watching Trending News. Keep it here and keep the comments, the questions coming in. 20374 is the SMS number. At Look Up TV on Twitter, Look Up TV on Facebook. We'll take a very short break. Don't go too far.
Grow your business, broadcast your sermon, share birthday wishes, make funeral announcements, produce adverts and documentaries, then book and advertise with us today by calling us on +254 700 893 542
700 893 542
or email us on sales@look-up.tv.
Welcome to Look Up Guest House, Retreat and Prayer Center. When you first come in, we will be happy to receive you at our reception, then proceed to our cozy and well-equipped accommodation facilities. We aim to provide our guests with a unique, comfortable, and worthwhile experience. Here at Look Up Guest House, we provide our guests with a continuous supply of room amenities. A cool environment for all your retreat activities.
Look Up Guest House, Retreat and Prayer Center. For reservation, contact us on info@lookupguesthouse.org or call us on 0746 788 707.
Our story today has quality assured.
I didn't enjoy it, so I resigned.
I wanted to build an empire, a business empire. My wife thought I was crazy.
I think, I make sure we go to an expensive place and, make sure he pays it all.
You want to take a listen? Because this is a unique story of grass to grace.
We did not begin here. Oh, we've come a mighty long way.
The success now, I'm not surprised.
No, I don't mention names, but MPs, senators, governors, prominent business people.
If you were to describe her using a vehicle,
she will be a Mercedes G-Wagon.
Why?
It's majestic.
You can say it's honesty and hard work. You pray, but you cannot pray. I cannot stay here and pray, asking God to give me something, and I'm seated here. You pray and you go out hunt for what you have prayed for.
Humble Beginnings, Wednesdays from 8:30 p.m. only on Look Up TV.
The future of money is simple, like unlocking possibilities with a smile. and having the world in the palm of your hand. It's the ability to touch many lives at the same time and turn your dreams into reality. It's forgetting and still remembering. Simple is having everything that you love in one place. From the ticket to your next meal, to your ticket to the next holiday. It's an easy way to ask for a boost when you're low. And keeping track of everything on the go. The future of money is simple, and it's here. Download the new M-Pesa app today. The future of money is simple, like unlocking possibilities with a smile. And having the world in the palm of your hand. It's the ability to touch many lives at the same time and turn your dreams into reality. It's forgetting and still remembering. Simple is having everything that you love in one place. From the ticket to your next meal, to your ticket to the next holiday. It's an easy way to ask for a boost when you're low. And keeping track of everything on the go. The future of money is simple, and it's here. Download the new M-Pesa app today.
Please make those payments and take dinner out the freezer. Enjoy your day off.
How was your day?
Great.
Did you pay the bills?
Abby did it.
And the plumber?
Abby did it.
Send money to your mom?
Abby did it.
Who's Abby?
Bank on WhatsApp with Abby, your 24/7 digital personal banker. Another digital innovation that gets things done. That's Africanacity. That's ABSA.
Did you take dinner out the freezer?
Health check in association with
Natural Juicing Center. Your health is your wealth.
Benefits of fresh juices. Fresh juices are packed with soluble fiber, a type of fiber that supports good bacteria growth and digestive health. It has been shown to regulate blood sugar levels, lower cholesterol, and slow the transit of food through the digestive tract.
Health check in association with
Natural Juicing Center. You can now book for any service or order for food supplements on our website www.naturaljuicingcenter.co.ke. You can also visit our center in Kahawa Sukari, house number 1334, Kahawa Sukari Avenue. Natural Juicing Center. Your health is your wealth.
Like, follow, subscribe, click the notification button. Join the Lookup TV movement now.
Thank you so much for staying with Lookup TV. The hashtag is trending news with me, Nansina Lima, here to give you stories that are making headlines and trending at this hour. Let's continue. Deputy President William Ruto styles himself as a politician who champions for the empowerment of the poor through his Hustler Nation movement. Since the Jubilee government won a second term in office, Ruto has been visiting churches and other places around the country, claiming to be the only savior, to be the much-needed savior of the country's most disadvantaged, while dismissing his opposition as political dynasties. However, the recent uncovering of his vast wealth has left the chief hustler exposed, forcing him to adapt to a new tact in his widely popular narrative.
Just a week ago, news of Deputy President William Ruto's vast wealth made headlines and elicited mixed reactions from Kenyans online, with unanswered questions rising about the poverty and riches of hustlers in the country. The political melodrama was cued by the changes made to the Deputy President's security detail when the elite GSU squad was replaced by the administration police to protect the country's second-in-command. When MPs allied to DP, Ruto pushed for Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i to be summoned to Parliament to explain the withdrawal of the GSU from Ruto's guard. Matiang'i showed up before the parliamentary committee with a list of multi-million shillings property owned by Ruto and protected around the clock by state officers. In his effort to paint what seemed as a detailed picture of Ruto's security structure, Matiang'i provided an elaborate list of high-value ranches, homes and other properties spread across the country that he said were guarded by over 50 officers provided by the state. The list of Ruto's property, according to Matiang'i, surprised many members of Ruto's hustler movement who expressed wonder at the full extent of riches owned by the chief hustler. Matiang'i's list exposed acres of Ruto's land and high-end hotels guarded by officers with guns, 5 helicopters plus a hangar at Wilson Airport, and several residential homes worth billions of shillings. Political pundits and commentators termed Matiang'i's list as a detrimental blow to Ruto's strategic hustler gospel, which he has built up over weeks and months of touring and propping himself as Kenya's economic messiah, one who has a deep understanding of poverty and how to end it once he occupies State House as president. Part of his insensate hustler campaign has also involved discrediting his main political competition as dynasties born with silver spoons in their mouths and out of touch with the plight of common mwananchi. But after CS Matiang'i's controversial list of his riches, Ruto seems to shift gears mid-flight and make adjustments in response.
Wamejaribu sana kusema huyu William Ruto si maskini, lakini ni hustler. Na sasa unajua tumekuwa tukishinda tukijaribu kusema hii mambo ya hustler sio vita kati ya maskini na tajiri. Sasa hawa wametusaidia ndio ijulikane wazi, sio lazima ukue maskini ndio ukue hustler. Hustler is a different thing. Na hustler haitakuwa vita kati ya watu maskini na tajiri. So wametusaidia katika hiyo kufafanua ya kwamba huyu William Ruto sio mtu maskini, ako na mali na yeye ni hustler. Kumaanisha sio lazima uwe maskini ndio ukue hustler. Hustler ni kumaanisha unaweza kupanda ngazi uende juu.
He confessed Ruto alisema 70% ya mali hayo ni yake na kumiliki 30%. Zaidi alisema Matiang'i hakuorodhesha utajiri wake wote kwani anamiliki hisa.
Right, and now it's about time we bring you some sporting action. Kenya's low-ranking position with just one medal at the just concluded Tokyo Paralympics brings into picture what developed countries are doing different in their preparation and organizing of their athletes. With one bronze medal, at the competition, much is needed to be done for the country to register improved results at the major upcoming competitions. Furthermore, the discussion around whether the Paralympics does really empower the disabled continues to rage on.
China, Great Britain and the United States of America led the medal standings at the Tokyo Paralympic Games that took place for approximately 2 weeks. One of the reasons they did outshine the rest of the world is probably because they have overly invested in training facilities and cutting-edge training equipment. That is an area that Kenya and other developing countries have not fully invested in. Furthermore, the basic athletes' requirements are not properly met. For the athletes to give their very best, they need to feel empowered by the hierarchy and also have its backing. With that put into consideration, experts do argue if the Paralympic Games really empower the disabled. In this given competition, a narrow range of impairments are considered, locking out other disabled people in the process, causing some sort of disempowering. Some athletes have also been deemed ineligible because their impairments are not recognized by the International Paralympics Committee. This would cause some disabled people in the world not to see their impairments being represented at the Paralympics, Another challenge is that having impairments that are not severe enough can lead to one being locked out of participating. They also argue that some section of people see the Paralympics as more accessible to non-disabled audiences more than the disabled audiences. For instance, the blind can't watch the ongoings of the competition, hence making them revert to following the proceedings on radio. In the area of training, some disabled athletes in certain countries do not have first-hand access to proper training facilities and cutting-edge training equipments. This majorly affects the developing countries in every way. On the positive side, since the London 2012 Paralympics, the attitude towards disability has changed. The competition sought to break the monotony surrounding the stereotypes around disability. Alvin Khayumbi, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
And that report by Alvin Khayumbi brings us to a close here on Trending News. But at this point, I will be reading what's trending across social. And on Twitter, Raphael Tuju trending as the first hashtag right there. And this is after he's given the Jubilee Party, with the Secretary General, of course, Raphael Tuju, has given a press statement in regards to Deputy President's move with the ongoing scuffle over his public wealth, how much he owns, after Interior Cabinet Secretary last week, Fred Matiang'i, after he was summoned in Parliament, spoke about how much Deputy President actually owns with the 257 police officers. And just to read a few tweets, Kangare Finance says, whatever Raphael Tuju is doing is making Deputy Ruto more popular and again sympathy from the public. The move is an ill intention that does more damage on Jubilee than good. The DP will use all stones hurled at him to build a firm foundation of wheelbarrow monarchs. Honorable Mrathe would have. That, of course, and Raphael Tuju says that Deputy President should teach young people of this country how to acquire so much wealth in such a short time. He should not tell us about wheelbarrows. And of course, Millicent Omanga, nominated senator, says Jubilee Secretary General Raphael Tuju's condescending statement is a deliberate continuation of a campaign of propaganda, disrespect, and character assassination chiseled against the Deputy President to torpedo his presidential bid. And just to sample some more, Evans Milo Ruto says, we are now past Jubilee. Don't expect DP Ruto, Dennis Itumbi, or any MP or senator to respond to that. Rogers Kipembe Mpuru says, unknowingly, Raphael Tuju is campaigning for Ruto vehemently. I've been doubting for a while the reverse psychology. Maybe this is a whole plan. Just to sample some of your feedback in regards to Raphael Tuju trending at this hour. The Jubilee Party has given a press statement in regards to the Deputy President's move after Interior Cabinet Secretary was summoned in Parliament, and he spoke a lot about what the Deputy President is worth, the different property that he owns around the country. Chebet says, haha, so Raphael Tuju just held a press conference to discuss Deputy President Ruto. Jubilee has no agenda. Ruto this, Ruto that. Bure kabisa. Sevia Wangeshi says, Mr. Raphael Tuju, can we audit everyone's wealth, starting from the President, Cabinet Secretaries, handshake team, Murate, etc. You must be thinking Kenyans are fools, right? And Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, I never imagined the Jubilee Party would ever be desperate this way to a point they can all call a presser with nothing meaningful to tell. That is just what's trending at this hour. Raphael Tuju there making headlines. This is following the Jubilee Party holding a press conference addressing the Deputy President's move after Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i last week, when he was summoned in Parliament, spoke largely about the properties and the amount of wealth that the Deputy President has, with the over 257 police officers guarding his different properties across the country. That is what's trending at this hour. I am Nancy Nalima. Do keep it Look Up TV for our subsequent bulletins. At 7 p.m, Tarifa Ku with Lamek Aungo, and 9 p.m, Bottom Line KE with Eugene Anangwe. Thank you so much for watching. Do have yourselves a lovely evening.